Welcome to the deep dive. Okay, are you ready to explore something really fascinating today?
Mm,
A blend of old world craftsmanship and modern watchmaking precision.
sounds intriguing. What have we got?
We are diving deep into the brand new Atelier Wen Ancestra, or Jiao, watch.
Ah, Atelier Wen. Okay.
Yeah, and this one's described as a really bold fusion.
Mhm.
It apparently blends traditional Chinese craftsmanship with European watchmaking tech.
Right, that's kind of their thing, isn't it? But European tech is interesting.
Exactly. And it's also meant to be a strong departure from previous collections for them. So something new.
And where's this info coming from?
This is all from a detailed first look review. Just came out 2 days ago in 2025. It's in a big online watch magazine, so it's really fresh stuff.
Okay, hot off the press then.
Definitely. And for me, the real hook, the sort of aha moment here, is digging into Atelier Wen's whole mission,
Yeah.
to pair the best of traditional Chinese culture and craftsmanship with the appeal of mechanical watchmaking.
That's ambitious. It's more than just looks.
Right. It feels like a statement. I mean, how hard is it, really, to bring together traditions that grew up so separately? What makes this more than just like a gimmick for you?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? The challenge is huge, obviously, but so's the potential reward if they get it right.
Mm-hmm.
Atelier Wen is basically trying to carve out a whole new niche, a genuine East meets West luxury watch that, changes how people think.
Redefining things.
Exactly. And as we get into it, I think you'll see they're doing it with a surprising amount of depth and respect for both sides.
Okay, let's unpack this then. So
Mhm.
to really get the Ancestra,
Yeah.
we probably need to start at the beginning.
Uh,
Atelier Wen itself.
Right. Where did they come from?
Apparently founded in 2018 by two young Frenchmen.
Frenchmen. Okay, that is interesting given the Chinese focus.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what was the idea there? What drove them?
Well, that's key. Their core mission, right from day one, was about challenging that whole made in China perception.
The stigma, basically.
Exactly. They wanted to remove the stigma of Chinese watches being cheap and poorly made, to fundamentally change what made in China could represent in the luxury world. It was pretty ambitious, visionary almost.
And they've been building up to this. Their first collection, remember the Porcelain Odyssey?
Hmm.
That captured the essence of traditional Chinese porcelain. Beautiful stuff.
I remember that.
But then the Perception collection came along.
Yeah.
That was widely acclaimed. And that's when, according to the source, things started to shift into a higher gear for the youngsters.
Right. Perception really put them on the map in a bigger way.
Definitely found their footing there.
Yeah. And so the Ancestra, or Jiao, it's not just the latest watch. It feels like the next logical step. Everything they've learned, everything they've aimed for since 2018.
Bringing it all together.
Exactly. Taking that spirit of the Hongshan Jade Dragon, which is, incredibly ancient symbolism, and properly merging it with French technical watchmaking, pushing their idea of a classical dress watch somewhere new.
So it shows that evolution, that deepening commitment to this whole cross-cultural idea.
Precisely.
Okay, let's talk design then. Aesthetics. Because this is where the Ancestor really seems to carve its own path.
Yeah, the source calls it a strong break from the rather original perception, in looks at least.
But still deeply rooted in those Chinese symbols.
Right. So what's the new look?
Well, started with the case. It's machined from 904L stainless steel.
Okay, 904L. So for you listening, many luxury watches use 316L steel, which is great. But 904L is a step up. It's tougher, sure, but the main thing is it polishes up brighter, gives it a more vibrant shine, almost like white gold or platinum.
So it looks and feels more premium.
It does. It's a subtle thing, but it adds to that luxury feel.
And the size feels pretty classic for a dress watch. 38mm diameter, relatively slim, 11.3mm height, and 36mm lug-to-lug. Pretty wearable dimensions.
Sounds good. But what about the lug construction? You mentioned something interesting there.
Yeah, this really stood out. It has this interesting detached lug construction that's screwed to the case band.
Detached lugs. Okay. Screwed on.
Yeah, and it's not just for looks. It ties into the story.
How so?
The inspiration, the whole shape of the case and lug sections, comes directly from the earliest known Chinese dragons.
Yeah.
Those carved jade Zulong dragons from the Hongshan culture.
Ah, the Hongshan dragons.
Right.
Very, very old.
Exactly. And they're not like the later fierce imperial dragons. They're often sort of coiled C shapes, almost primal looking.
Representing primordial energy, yeah.
So choosing that specific dragon shape really anchors the watch in some deep history. And they mentioned the finishing too. Impressive mix of polished bevels and brushed surfaces. Looks sharp.
Okay, so the case sets the stage. Deep symbolism, high quality finishing. But the dial, That's often where the magic happens, right? What kind of incredible details are we talking about?
Incredible might be putting it mildly here. It's a hand-hammered fume dial.
Hand-hammered and Fime. Okay.
Yeah, so you get this textured surface, but also that color gradient effect. It goes from pale silver in the center to deep cobalt on the outer edge. Draws your eye right in.
That sounds stunning. And the hammering gives it texture.
Right, this dimpled texture. And then get this, it's covered by multiple layers of Grand Feu enamel.
Wow, Grand Feu enamel on a hammered base. That must be incredibly difficult.
Exactly. For you listeners, Grand Feu means great fire. It's this ancient, very difficult technique. Powdered glass, multiple firings at super hot temperatures, creates this amazing depth and color intensity, almost looks liquid.
And lasts forever.
Yeah. And crucially, this isn't just any enamel work. It's created by the Kongling Zhen Workshop, one of China's most revered enameling ateliers.
Okay, so they're bringing in top-tier Chinese artisans for this, really bridging those worlds.
Absolutely. And listen to this labor intensity. Each dial is said to take up to 20 days from start to finish.
20 days for one dial.
With a 50% failure rate.
Oof, 50%. That's brutal.
Isn't it? Imagine spending weeks on something and half the time it just doesn't work out. It really highlights the top-tier craftsmanship aspect, like you said.
Yeah.
Explains why the end result is apparently so stellar, just sheer dedication.
Wow. Okay, so what about telling the time on this masterpiece?
The hands are rhodium-plated, leaf-shaped hour and minutes hands, and they have nice details like a frosted spine and wide, polished bevels. Very elegant.
Nice touches. And the markers.
This is interesting, too. A mix of baguette-cut diamonds and Chinese calligraphy symbols.
Diamonds and calligraphy. Okay, that's a bold combo.
It is. And here's something I thought was really smart, maybe quite useful for many of you listening. While the main version have the calligraphy, they're also offering a Western Arabic alternative layout.
Ah, practical.
Right. Seems like a good way to be culturally authentic, but also accessible. What do you think?
No, that makes sense. Shows they know their audience is global, but still keeps that core identity. Smart move.
And there's more detail, too. A swirling minutes track, inspired by border designs found in traditional Chinese artwork, like you'd see on old pottery or something.
It sounds like every element is really thought through, connecting back to the theme.
Definitely feels that way.
Mm.
Okay, let's switch gears. The movement, the engine inside.
Right, the mechanical heart.
This is a big deal. They switch from its Chinese-made Peacock and Dandin calibers to one from France.
Whoa, okay. That is a significant shift, especially for a brand built on showcasing Chinese craft.
Totally. What does that move tell us about how they're evolving?
Well, this is where that fusion idea gets really serious, beyond just the looks, right? It says they're committed to top-tier performance, even if that means sourcing the movement from Europe, integrating that precision.
So who's the supplier?
It's supplied by Pekine, the caliber EPM03, and apparently it's customized by Atelier Wen before they install it.
Pekine. Okay, a respected French maker. And it's an automatic time-only movement. Runs at 28,800 vibrations per hour. That's the standard high beat frequency. Give you a smooth sweep of the second's hand.
Good specs. And the power reserve.
Pretty generous, 65 hours. So yeah, you can take it off Friday night, put it back on Monday morning, and it should still be running.
That's useful, but what about accuracy? That's often a big differentiator.
This is where it gets really impressive.
Yeah.
It's regulated to run within an average deviation of just plus minus 2 seconds per day.
Plus or minus 2 seconds a day.
Yeah. Which, as the source points out, is very impressive. That's well within COSC chronometer standards.
Wow. Okay, so that French movement is delivering serious precision. That's a major statement.
It really is. And even the parts you don't normally see are decorated with meaning.
Like what?
The three-quarter bridge, that's a large plate covering much of the movement, typical in high-end watchmaking. It's decorated with a deeply micro-etched Chinese manuscript called Questions to Heaven.
Questions to Heaven. Wow. So hidden art, essentially.
Totally. It really speaks volumes about their approach, doesn't it?
Yeah.
They're not just slapping a pretty dial on a standard movement. They're infusing the whole thing inside and out with this dual identity.
Real integration.
And the weight that winds the watch, it's 5N rows gold-plated and uses an efficient Peloton winding system. Plus, it repeats the decorative border design found on the dial.
Tying it all together again. Nice.
Yeah. And they even mention details like the mirror polish ratchet wheel and balance bridge. That level of finishing, you usually see that in watches costing quite a bit more.
Sounds like they're really aiming high with the execution.
Seems that way. Okay, let's quickly cover the practical stuff. Finishing touches, it comes on a taupe-colored, grained calfskin leather strap. That's nice. with a hand-finished, brushed, and polished pin buckle.
Standard, but sounds like a quality strap. And how do you buy one? Availability.
This is interesting. It's not limited to a specific number, apparently, but it is time limited. The article says, from now, you only have 7 days to put in your order.
Ah, a limited order window. Okay.
Yeah. And then there's, delivery is scheduled for the second quarter of 2026.
Wow, 2026. So quite a lead time. Creates anticipation, I guess.
Definitely. And the price. It's listed at USD 5,850, excluding VAT.
Okay, so just under 6,000 US dollars plus tax. How does that compare to their previous watches?
The source notes, it's quite a bit more expensive than the Porcelain Odyssey and the Perception, which makes sense given the enamel, the movement, the finishing.
Right. But do they think it's worth it?
They immediately follow up by saying, but you definitely get more in return. And honestly, based on everything we've discussed, the Grand Feu enamel, the custom French movement, the 904L steel, the sheer level of detail, it certainly feels like a step up.
Yeah, it sounds like a significant jump in complexity and quality. That price point, while higher for them, seems, well, arguably justified if the execution is as good as described.
The overall take from the source is really positive. They call this whole project a bold yet rewarding move for Atelier Wen.
Sounds like it paid off.
Yeah. They feel the brand has shone a new light on Chinese culture and tradition in watches already, and now they're doing it at a new and higher level with the Ancestra, or Jiao.
It's a strong statement that made in China can absolutely mean high-end, innovative, artisanal work.
Exactly. So bringing it back to you, our listener, thinking about this watch, this very specific blend of cultures and high-level craft, how does understanding that apply more broadly to how we look at products in general? It makes you look a bit deeper, right?
It really does. I mean, we live in such a globalized world. So many things are just assembled from parts made everywhere. But how do these deliberate, thoughtful fusions, like taking specific cultural heritage from China and specific watchmaking tech from France, how does that kind of intentional blending elevate a product? Does it create something more valuable, more unique than just the sum of its parts?
That's the question, isn't it? Something to think about. What other areas, maybe in design or technology or even food, could benefit from that kind of really intentional, respectful, cross-cultural approach? Makes you wonder.